Here we are at SRL 360, and I'm joined here by Lachlan Martin, Joshua Butterfield, and Tim James. How are you doing, lads?
Good.
Yeah, I'm doing quite well. How about
Mate.
yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well. Yeah, it's been quite a good week.
Tim and Butter's gonna
I'm ready to
speak.
chat SRL.
Tim and Butter's gonna speak.
Yeah, I said hello, mate.
Oh,
That's good.
Yeah, that's still
I just didn't hear it then.
My boss.
Do we want to get straight into the things then?
Yeah, so we've got a new format in this week that we're going to be trialing out. And the first and it's going to be a few topics this week. The first topic we got is Blake Harris. He's wanting out of para. Lachlan, kick us off on what your thoughts are on Blake Harris with
Yeah,
para.
look, Blake Harris seems like he's a very wishy-washy guy. One week he wants to stay at Para, next week he wants to leave. Not entirely sure what the go is with that. Obviously, in the off-season, Brisbane, he nearly went to Brisbane, nearly went to Souths, ultimately re-signing with Parramatta at the dusk. Before, obviously, then we had a situation, they signed Brodie Kennedy, and then Blake Harris wanted to leave once more. Rumours out of it since the trade, decided to backflip and stay at Parramatta once again, and now he wants to leave. It's interesting because I came on the podcast last week and said, I know I've offered him a contract and he rejected it. I know Brisbane had words with him and rejected it. He seems like he just can't make up his mind when it comes to this sort of thing.
Yeah, he definitely can't.
Yeah.
He's awful at making decisions from what I've seen. Tim,
Yeah,
give me a
Para.
on Blake Harris.
Mate, you ruined Para. I'm being completely honest. We were a good team a few seasons ago, and then all the drama sort of came to Parramatta, and Blake Harris sort of made everything about himself. He seems to be making it about himself now. Also wanting to go to Queensland teams because he wants to move up to Queensland or something. So I don't know, just some wise words for him, I guess. You ruined Para. Made everything about yourself.
I'm just
That's
struggling.
Butters, give me a...
For me personally, sorry to cut you off there, Liam, but I'm sort of just struggling myself to sort of see that sort of come out of nowhere for me, especially since we're on a SimCon. I don't know if location has a good impact on it, but especially when I don't know what's changed in the last week, where he's gone from rejecting the Broncos to now wanting to move to Queensland after rejecting them just a week ago. I'm quite honestly confused about it. I don't think we know the whole story here.
100% agree. I'm very confused, to be honest. I don't have a clue what he is thinking. What's going on in that brain of Blake Harris's?
Yeah, I think he's every now and then he kind of loses some of the spotlight and he tries to gain it back. Like I think in a couple of days' time he'll say that he wants to stay with the Eels again. I think he's done this a lot, like you said, with the Broncos, with South. Like it's just either stay or go. Stop going back and forth. Like it's getting kind of old.
The thing is, do we know any club that would want to take him now after all this? I know Brisbane
Maybe the
have
Lions.
said no.
Maybe
I
the
know
Lions.
I've said no, which that was a straight away thing. I'm not dealing with that. I've moved past that now. I don't see a reason the Cowboys would want him. They've got three halves already up there, three capable halves. Where the hell could he end up? I don't see a club in the league that really wants Blake Harris at the moment.
I could see a couple clubs that he might potentially go to. Clubs needing a half. You've got the Warriors. You've got probably
Definitely
South
need a
at the
half.
moment. Oh, we don't.
We don't absolutely need a half, but
No, it's not must-have.
it would be. It's not absolutely must have. I mean, you've got Daniel Hellier on the bench that can fill the role. I think if South were to go in for him, he would be there for a few rounds, and I don't know, maybe it would be maybe a sort of a train and trial deal, see how he goes,
Yeah.
and decide from there.
The thing
I
is
Maybe
that
something like that. But I don't think he's came out and said though that he only wants to play for Queensland teams. So Yeah.
Which
Well, that's
leaves
another
Brisbane and Cowboys. And Cowboys, I see no reason they want him. And maybe Broncos, I mean, I could see why it would allow, but they've got Herbin, Caval, Cole. Do they really,
so many
they
halves.
don't really,
There's
I don't
just
think they need a
no
half
making
either.
sense
Like,
there.
what would they do? So they
I
got
just can't see a reason
Harris,
why they
they
would
could
do it.
move Herbin to the centers, or Herbin to fullback, Van Caval to hooker. That's probably what they do if they got Harris. But even so, why would they want a half that's so? Why would anyone want him when he's so wishy-washy about what he wants to do?
But another thing is, he doesn't really get to decide where he's traded to. Yes, he can say, I want to be at a Queensland club. But ultimately, if Luke Short decides to trade him, it's Luke Short's decision where he...
Oh, yeah,
I
for sure.
I
But
think
Blake
he
Harris
forgets.
must agree to it. Even if he could say no, he doesn't
he
want to go
does
to that
have to
club.
agree to it.
He can say no if he doesn't want to go to that
Yeah.
club. And
But I can't see enough clubs. I can't see enough clubs like Butters for him to be able to go, to be able to reject the contract and go, oh, I can reject. I'm going to reject this one, but I'm going to have other clubs. He doesn't have enough contracts to be able to go, oh yeah, I can do that. I can pick and choose where I want to go. Because the Cowboys won't. I can't see the Cowboys offering him, and the Broncos have already said no.
Another club that I could potentially like, it's a very slim chance, but wasn't there talks that Will Kay wanted out of Manly?
there
a
were
week or two
talks,
ago?
that is
Yeah, but I
correct.
can't see.
I can't see it
I
happening.
can't
either.
see it.
I'm just saying it's a possibility. Two players that want out of their clubs, but I don't think Will Kay would go to a...
I don't think Kay would go to the Eels. I just don't see a reason he'd want to go there.
Look, even if
Awesome.
I don't think Manly would trade Kay for Harris. That's not a fair trade on Manly's part either. Manly won't make that trade if that's the trade they're thinking about. I could see Manly getting Blake Harris potentially, but I don't think it'd be for Will Kay. I think they'd be giving up maybe Jimmy Ralph or something like that, which then the Eels.
I think
so I don't. Really
I think
know
the
what
price for Blake Harris is very cheap. I think the price for Harris is very cheap with how the Eels just want to get rid of him.
With the off-field stuff, yeah, but the on-field stuff we know Harris can play. We know what a talented footballer he is.
We know he can play,
But he just needs to just put it together.
I don't think he makes it.
He's going to drive himself out of the game is what I'm worried about. We've seen it happen to a few players recently, which we'll get onto a few of those later. But he needs to just... He's going to drive himself out of the game at the rate he's going. No one's going to want to sign him.
Yeah, exactly right. Needs to sort himself out and then just find a way to stick to it. Like, if he has one more off-field issue, we've found... I just can't see another club giving him a chance. See, I think he's got one more chance, to be honest.
I mean, it's not necessarily done anything wrong. He's just so wishy-washy with what he wants to do. He needs to make up his mind and stick to it. Or don't make a decision at all.
Yeah.
Because clubs want to know... Club wants answer quickly.
Yeah, exactly right.
But they don't... Or they'll wait for the answer. But they don't want an answer, say, 1 week to say no, because then they'll move on, go look for another solution. To then a week later get a yes, when they've already been told no. Because they've moved on, they've thought, well, if they don't... If he doesn't want to come, we'll go for someone else.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no way a week later you can fix up and he'll say, yeah, I want you. But I just can't see a reason. Like, a club is 100% going to want to move on.
Yeah.
And they're going to find the next player.
Look, I think a club will get Blake Harris mid-season. I think he will leave the Eels. I think someone will take him. An option could be... I could honestly see the Knights picking him up. I don't know what role he'd play at the Knights, but I feel like he would fit into their sort of style of play. But again, I don't know if he'd want to go be sitting on the bench, Blake Harris, and he just might as well pick his time. Which, to be fair, I think after this week, Luke Short should just play Harris off the bench with the way he's acted. I think that's his last straw. If I was Luke Short, he'd be on the bench every week after that. The amount of times he's changed his mind.
I agree with that. I'd agree with that 100%, bro. If he's saying he's wanting to, if he's not making decisions and he's constantly being disloyal to the Eels, 100% benched for me every week.
And that's the thing, you don't know, like, he wants to leave the Eels all the time, and then half the time he also wants to stay. I don't know if a club could trust his loyalty. Like, how do you know if you're not going to sign and think he's going to be the future half of the club, but he's not going to want to leave the next week? I don't know. If I'm Blake Harris, he has to smarten up quickly because he's going down an ugly road, to be honest.
Yeah.
Should we move on to our next topic, I guess, or our next headline, as I like to call them?
Boss.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we should. So it's about Corey Bell. He's went for a game winner one day, and now he's a Mines player. It's certainly an interesting one. Kick us off, please.
Well,
Yeah.
Wait, let me kick this one off.
Oh,
'cause,
okay.
You know, he's it's a bit surprising to see him go from game winning to being a lowest point in the SRL, and he's done this a lot of times, like how he acts and shit. Like he can't contain himself when it comes to washing his mouth and not saying anything that might offend people. He's done things in the past where he's been affected people that much that he's had to be benched for the rest of the season and that. And now he did it one last time. And I guess he got cut because he just took it too far. So he needs to pick up his act, to be honest. It's just surprising how you can go from being honoured for doing something for the Broncos, and then just go down that low, back to the Mines because you just couldn't watch your bloody mouth.
Yeah.
Exactly right, Jen.
So
Exactly right.
I mean, someone else talk.
It is pretty crazy
Definitely.
because Jack Carl picked him up as their fullback after he'd been on the wing for the Raiders. He left the Raiders, which, if correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, I believe you guys wanted to keep him. Is that correct? You guys wanted to keep him?
We did want to keep him, definitely. He was one of our saviors at Raiders, and then he was actually doing really good here. We managed to keep his cool down, and being smart with his words and shit, and we could help him. Sorry for swearing, but he just, I don't know. We wanted to keep him, but
Because he's been given his first opportunity at fullback. I believe this is the first game he's played at fullback since back in season 1, which is when probably the only season he hasn't had a controversy in, to be completely honest. Maybe last season I don't think he had one, but I haven't seen he's definitely had a few, or more than a few. And then we originally were going to hand out a different punishment, but much like a few other people that we've dealt with, the way he reacted basically forced our hand to basically dropping him to the Mines, which is unfortunate. I'm not going to get into too much more than that because we don't need to talk about it. But he went from winning the game. He won the game for the Broncos, scoring the game-winning try, and then 3 days later he's in the Mines. He has. I think a club will pick him up. This won't be the last we see of Corey Bell in the SRL. I'll guarantee you that. A club will pick him up. Potentially even this season. It would not surprise me. But time's running out for Corey. He'll probably be on his last strike at this next club before he's just gone from the SRL entirely.
it'd be disappointing to see that happen. He's he's his own player. He's an exceptional player. All these things he's done in his career has surprised me, and how good he is. But just to see how he's can't keep his temper is just frustrating because he's wasting his career. And it needs to.
If a
be
club
fixed
can
up.
keep his temper, if 100% of a club keeps his temper right, I think he's worth the pickup.
Yeah,
But it's just whether he can keep
I
it.
don't know if a
At
club
Raiders.
can.
Yeah,
Matt
no,
Harris couldn't.
No, here at Raiders, I think Jack O'Neill had faith
It's-
in Corey Bell, and that's why
Jack O'Neill deserves to be honoured for that. That's an incredible achievement to keep Corey in line for what was it, 2 seasons? And
Yeah,
Corey couldn't keep in line anywhere else, and he's kept in line at Canberra. And Broncos couldn't keep in line. Matt Harris couldn't keep in line, but Jack O'Neill did.
Where do we think Corey Bowl
Jack, he did
can
an
end up
exceptional
then?
job.
Where do we
Oh.
think is he a chance to go to the Raiders? Is that where he needs to go to sort of get back to his best? Or not his best, off-field best, I
extremely
should say.
honest. I'm being
I-
honest, like, considering we don't have Jack anymore, like, it's going to be extremely hard to contain him, but, like, I think there was some problems here at Canberra between Corey and Captain Rahul, so I don't see him coming back, Corey, if I'm being honest. So I think
The
that's
only
end for
other-
Corey.
Like, even I'm looking at it, I don't know what club would even want him. Like,
What club needs a
we
winner?
can rule. I know Manly wouldn't go for him. Maybe. Liam, would you guys consider it the Bunnies? You guys could use a guy like
No.
Corey.
I don't think.
I don't know if
really
that maybe
want
that's
the-
for Corey, but that's like. I don't know if they. Yeah, I think it might take a while for him to get back. I think we will see him back at some point. Some club will pick him up. But I would if I was Manly, or not Manly, sorry. If I was Corey, and it's much like Blake Harris, Corey's very. In fact, Corey's closer to being much closer than Blake Harris to being rubbed out of the game because of how he acts off the field. He's a talented footballer,
And also
but he
you have
just
to
can't keep his cool off the field.
I think also the issue with Corey is he's worth a gold slot too.
Yeah.
For the so like if you have him for the season, you got to pay a gold slot. And Blake Harris, if I'm correct, is a silver, is he, or is he a bronze?
Who was that, sorry?
Is Blake Harris a
Blake
bronze
Harris
or
is
silver?
a bronze. So he's only 62, Blake Harris. Doesn't take much to
For some reason,
get
I
him
felt
up
like
over.
he was a lot higher.
No,
Yeah.
he's only 62. Where Corey, I think Corey will. I don't know if he will. I have a feeling if a player goes inactive, he will be picked up at some point this season, Corey. But I still think that overall, he's hanging by a friend in the SRL. And next, there probably won't be a Mines comp for him to go to because there won't be a spot in the Mines for him.
Yeah. Disappointing.
You just want Corey to find a spot in the SRL, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean,
Like, I'll play with him.
you want to see him succeed.
I want to see him
You
at
want a
16.
player. You want to see him succeed. You never want a player to have the. You're never looking for a player to have off-field issues and crap like Corey's had. You always want them to succeed, and I'm just sad he hasn't been able to fulfill his
The
dreams.
fact that he
think.
you know, he was a game winner, and I was happy for him. I'm happy to see him kicking ass. But then when he went on and did that shit, like, it's just
No,
right,
like
instead of fix your act up.
I feel like, even the Broncos are quite annoyed because I know Jack Carl had told me that he had quite massive faith in Corey, that his off-field issues were behind him. He had no problems in season 4. Won Winger of the Year. He definitely looked like he was past, his issues. And then he gets through one game with the Broncos before he's out, done and dusted. Just out of there.
I think it took a lot of faith from Jack Carl though to basically say no one was bigger than the club and bench him, because I know a lot of clubs don't have the faith to do that, and I think it takes a huge bit of good captain to do that. So I really commend him for that. I think that was a good move to say, "Nah, Corey, you're not bigger than the club."
Absolutely. I think it's what's made.
And
It's always
bench
what's
him, but-
made the good clubs great. Look at Manly, for example. I know for a fact they've had a few players they've let go who are good players, but they basically were abandoning positions. And it's really
Yeah.
showed what's different between the good clubs and the great clubs. Manly are up there for a reason, and it definitely shows, Manly's, why Manly is such a good club. And I think Brisbane are on the right track with doing that. Even though Corey, I know Brisbane probably would love to have a player of Corey's ability back still at the club, but I think with with what's going on, I think that was the best move for them to make. And it's sort of, I guess it sort of leads into what it wasn't meant to be our next topic area, but we will go into it anyway since they sort of link together. Eddie Oliver, the replacement player, had an absolute blinder for the Broncos. Incredible debut.
Blinder that guy had. Yeah, it's surprised Lachlan that guy didn't receive 3 points. Yeah, 3 points. I think he deserved that, to be honest.
God.
It was good for a rookie.
Oh,
it was
God.
good
This stat system. Oh, no.
What?
Whoever
I
runs
think
it's
worked
joint,
for
they need
the
to
most
fix their
part.
act up, mate. They need to fix their act. Mate,
No. He deserved 3.
He had 2 try assists and 1 try, 240 run meters, most of them, being that little bullshit hooker running thing. But the thing is, he also had 2 try assists, 1 try. Like, I'm looking at the rock. Yeah, I am. Eddie Oliver, he hit a blinder. Like, I haven't seen that, performance in a while from a hooker. Myself, he did it right.
I think when you look at the entirety of the stats, it doesn't really. It was still pretty average for hooker. Like usually, hookers get a couple tries. The only stat that was really outlandish for hooker was scoring that 1 try, because hookers are the hardest position to score tries in. But even so, getting a couple tries is like they're not anything special tries. They're just passing from the ground to a prop who does most of the work.
Yeah, but one of his tries was him putting up a kick. Like,
Yeah, exactly right.
And the stats don't take that into account, do they? Like, it's stat based.
I think the person who runs the bloody joint should take that into account, shouldn't they?
Like, that'll take too much work if I had to do that for every single game, wouldn't it?
Bloody lazy. It's all good. It happens, though. Good shit, Eddie Oliver, you kicked ass.
I think there's definitely pros and cons to the new SimVP format.
I think it's better.
Definitely huge
It's better.
pros and cons.
It's definitely better.
I don't know if I'd agree with that.
How's it? I mean,
haven't
like,
seen
look,
the
if it wasn't
pros
for that, we'd have
We're
basically
getting off the
fullbacks
topic.
just
We're
getting
getting
all
off the
points every
topic.
single time, which is
No,
boring.
no. We got to talk about how good Eddie Oliver was, not how shit the system is.
You mean how good it is?
Whatever. Keep going.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Eddie Oliver, he was absolutely insane. That's an incredible debut. I don't think I've seen a player debut like that in ages, in that fashion. Like, that is incredible.
It was good with the circumstances, considering he wasn't meant to be in the team list up until Sunday, I think it was.
The fact that he played 2 games that week too. Like, he played a Mines
Backed
game
up on Monday. Backed up from Monday to play Tuesday.
Like, that's commitment. That's
Yeah.
what you want in a team. Like, I think Broncos got an absolute steal there, to be honest. Lucky.
Yeah. Brilliant stuff.
I think that another thing with Eddie is that I actually really thought his passing from dummy half really gave a slick pass for the Broncos forwards to run onto.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. I do think the Broncos, one thing I do love about Eddie Oliver, he seems to be a huge team player, which is always what you want. A player that's not stealing the spotlight and always everything about themselves, doing things to the team. And I think in hindsight, this is going to be a huge pickup for the Broncos.
Yeah, good shit, Eddie Oliver. Save Jack Carl's Broncos.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos have found themselves a long. I actually think he might be smoking for Rookie of the Year with that performance. Just a little bit. They could smoke. Maybe like Seamus Wilson might be up there. Kevin Dixon from you guys might be up there. But I think Eddie Oliver, after that game, I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be up there for Rookie of the Season.
Yeah,
I don't see a reason. I think Rabbitohs have a couple.
I mean, I haven't really seen a good rookie this season, if I'm being completely
Dustin
honest.
Richards has been pretty good, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, Dustin Richards is alright. What team does he play for?
Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs.
Oh, yeah, true. Sorry, Dustin. No, shit. That's rude.
And we should
Oh,
move on to
yeah,
our next
that's
topic,
fine, Jim.
next point,
Yeah.
our next
let's go.
headline.
Yeah. Next headline, boys. So the next headline we have got, is it Pete Bretto?
It is Pete
Is that the
Ferretto.
one?
It's about PD.
Pete Bretto to the Knights.
Peter.
He is back. He's had a while out of the game, but Pete Ferretto is in fact back in the SRL after a bit of a stint on the sideline. He's missed a potential of 4 games, not including finals, which isn't right. Pete Ferretto signing for the Knights is very good for the Knights. I think he still has quality football in front of him. He still will have a decent amount of time in the SRL, I think, left in him. Obviously, that one mistake was massive. We've allowed him back. I hope there's no more issues like that with Pete. But I think it's a good pickup for the Knights, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah. It is a good pickup for him. If Pete can stay, if Pete can stay discipline free, I think it's a good pickup, to be honest.
Another thing about Pete is, although like we talk about Corey having all these issues over the season, Pete's issue really stems from one massive issue that basically spun way out of control over like a weekend, pretty much. So overall, he's actually been pretty disciplined over his career. He just had one massive issue that basically ruled him out, for 4 games or whatever.
For a whole season.
Yeah, so I think overall, they've picked him up, and I think it would kind of surprise me if he had any more issues like that, because he had one issue that sort of screwed him over, where we look at other players like Corey, who's had issues that, have spanned over multiple seasons. Peter's one big issue, which sort of, we saw that went out. So, I think it'll be good. I think he'll start at the bench. I think over the next few rounds, though, he may be competing for a starting spot. I do think maybe he'd have both Sadler there, though. I don't know. I think maybe it's second row, to be honest. Him and Ta'ua would be a gun second row wedging.
Yeah. I agree.
Obviously, Knights have the bye this week,
Bruno.
so we don't get to see where he's been named. But it should
I'm guessing
hopefully.
he'll probably be benched, and then. Sorry.
I think eventually he'll work his way to start in second row. They have very good competition there now with the likes of obviously they've got the name will come to me other than Ta'ua. They've got Ta'ua, they've got obviously now
Spillane,
who I was thinking of, and then they've got Ferretto. So they've got some nice competition there for that second row, and they've got Philly, who is quality. I think Ta'ua over the next few rounds will lock in that first, second row spot, and then I honestly think Ferretto's a massive chance to get it, but don't count Spillane out. Spillane is also very quality, so it's going to be a good battle to see who can get that final second row spot.
yeah, for sure. I think it is a huge thing for them. It's going to be a huge interest. It's going to be interesting for sure.
It also sort of backs up the point that Knights have had a very good defense over this first few rounds. They obviously only just beat the Eels and only just lost to the Cowboys, which both games were very defensive games from their part. So overall, Pete will also make that defense probably better, to be honest.
Yeah.
His strength is very good. He's very good. Just that first contact of his is very good. I think his defense will help the Knights a lot. His attack is also very strong. So overall, it should be good. It should be good for It should be a good move for Peter, a good move for the Knights. So I think it's a great pickup.
Yeah, for sure. I think Pete, he's an absolute gun on and off. He's been a gun on the field for ages. We all know that. I think that Pete, he'll be able to step in there and go to the Knights, and he'll have success there. I'm sure of it. With Logan there, I'm sure Logan will be able to get the best out of him.
Yeah,
Does that bring us to our next topic?
Bloody oath, yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Jack and retiring.
right.
This is big news.
It's not a good one. It's
Not a good one. I don't mean it like that. It's a special one. It's probably a better word to say.
Yeah, it's special.
I don't mean. Now I sound like an arsehole. Now I sound like I say, oh, finally he's retiring.
Oh,
I've been waiting.
Wow.
It's a special topic to talk about.
it's official and it's nice because I'll start off. You know, it on my sorry. Yeah, it's nice to see, you know, how he made like that video and shit because he showed his like, you know, career and how it all started and stuff. But it means, you know, a lot because, you know, he's such a good player and what he's done to the SRL has you know, impacted a lot of things within here. Like if it wasn't for him, if I'm being honest, like the SRL wouldn't really be where it is right now because he sort of took over when, you know,
Logan
Logan
was
Strange wasn't able to, so he took over and helped it back onto its feet, and then gave it off to this bloody idiot Lachlan, and then he really saved it, and you know to be teammates with him for 2 seasons was awesome, and to play in the grand final, it was great because he's such a a unique player. He's different to all other halves because he's the best one out there, to be honest. So it was nice playing with him, and I wish him everything. The best.
Yeah, obviously New South Wales representative. He had a really good. I remember he had a really good Origin series. Our last Origin series. It's gonna be weird. Next time I set of Origin on being able to pick Jack and it was the 5'8". Really, it'll be really weird as a situation where he won't be VR 5'8" for New South Wales. Which next Origin series out, that's gonna be really interesting because it's been a while since we had a last one. So, you know.
I reckon it'd be Carl Lewis. Oh no, Carl Lewis is Queensland.
Yeah, I think.
Queenslanders.
Speaking of this, I know this is a bit off topic, but do New South Wales have any halves? Like, genuinely, we have, like, what, Ash Crutcher? That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Might as well let the
Who, like, let me think of this. Let me think of this. Daniel Hellier, maybe?
Yeah, that's a great half.
What the hell?
This is gonna be a concerning Origin series. We need someone.
I don't know. That was the only one that I could think of that was maybe New South Wales.
I think Oshay Ole's 5'8", so maybe he will be our 5'8". We'll have Oshay Ole and Ash Crutcher.
Ole's too slow.
Bring down the eligibility rules, Lachlan. I can't play for New South Wales.
Let's not talk about that right now. Let's move on. Let's move on now. I'm not getting into this conversation again.
Bloody hell. Alright. Anyone else got any tributes to Jack O'Neill? Surely it's just not me.
I'll say a few things. Obviously, Jack O'Neill. I've loved him while in the SRL. I've loved him. I think some of the stuff he's done is off the SRL has been amazing. He's been one of the best people off the field. Kind of surprised he never ended up getting to captain his own team. That's probably one of the things that he probably would have liked to do, but maybe he's glad he didn't. Maybe it would have been too much for him. But I'm sure he loved, obviously, being the inaugural night's vice captain. That's pretty special. Obviously, I got to play with him instead of Origin. His articles were. I remember when he used to write his articles. They were awesome. His articles were the best thing he ever produced, hands down. I absolutely fucking loved his art. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. My bad. That's
Oh, yeah,
Oops.
Naughty.
Just cut that one out there. Yeah, I gosh darn love those articles though.
You almost said it again.
I said gosh darn for a reason. They were really something. I loved those. That was the only thing I ever checked Discord for. I used to check Discord for at school just to see when he's made his article. Keep refreshing the thing, like, oh, surely he releases them soon.
Oh man, those articles were the best.
I remember when he named me the 7th best player in the SRL. That's a highlight for me.
He named me 4th best player actually. So
no, he didn't. He had all fullbacks in front of me. I was the best player that he named non-fullback.
Mate, he made a little thing. It's in league content or alert. It says Tim James number 4. I think that was like 3 seasons ago.
It was at the end of season 2. I was named 7th best.
I've sort of fallen off. So.
Now you first.
Really fun.
Jokes.
Yeah.
Jokes. Anyway, I think Jack O'Neill's career will be a memory. He's probably the biggest player to willingly retire, by far. I think.
Yeah.
He'll be remembered.
I
love you, Jack
want to
O'Neill.
pay my tributes. I want to pay my tributes to Jack O'Neill. Obviously started at South Sydney, under Jai Collins, and went over to Canberra. He's done so much for that club. I mean, that's just been huge for the Raiders, especially with Rahul Kawal. And I think he's obviously going to go down in the Raiders history books. I mean, got him to a grand final, did some wonders with Luke Thompson, the halves. Just an absolute beast off the field. I love talking to Jack O'Neill. He's off the field media is so good. I mean, it's the best thing he produces, to be honest. And going over the Knights this season, he hasn't shown me much yet, but I'm sure he'll do wonders the back end of this year, playing with his heart, and hopefully he can win a premiership when it's all said and done.
I'm going to cut it
honestly
there and say,
wouldn't
but
mind the Knights
I actually, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I actually hope Jack does win a premiership this season. Hopefully, it's coming home to Penrith. I know he watches
if
these,
it's not
so...
my club winning the, if it's not me winning the premiership, I think I'd like Jack O'Neill to win one.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. They'll become my second team
Jack O'Neill.
if somehow Penrith are eliminated from the finals. That's the thing that will make finals. That's the thing that will make finals.
Finish fifth again.
Oh bloody! Let's not go there. Please, let's not go there. But
Season 2.
I do like it's gonna be weird without Jack O'Neill there. It's gonna be interesting. Obviously now the Knights, they don't have O'Neill's gonna be gone. Do we think Ponks is gonna be basically his heir to the throne, the next Knights fullback?
I'll be honest, I've never even seen Ponkston play before, so
I think he'd be the obvious choice.
Sounds good. Yeah, he'd be the obvious choice. Unless someone else sort of comes in.
Once he upgrades for a season, I think he could be ready. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, mate.
And next, this is the one.
Butters, you gonna pay your tributes?
Oh yeah, right. But...
Look, I didn't really know him that much. We had our disagreements here and there, but ultimately, he was a pretty decent bloke. He did a lot for the SRL, whether it was his articles or his what was the podcast, Be Your Player podcast. He was just always active, always trying to keep the SRL going. And for that, I really do respect him.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. The one that we've all been waiting for. A whole episode, bro. You've all been waiting for it.
Oh, so they didn't say that.
The Warriors?
Yeah. Warriors,
yeah. Going. Oh, well, I know one Warriors listening in today. That is whatever he's playing.
Oh, the Warriors. Is that what we're talking about now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have some thoughts. I'll let you guys go first.
Look, the Warriors are at a stage where they think loyalty is going to get them off the bottom of the leaderboard, and I think that is basically summed up by some words that Liam Rogers said earlier, which, look, I really respect the passion and the loyalty that all the Warriors boys have. There comes a point at your season and go, this isn't good. This is really a fail of a season, and changes do need to be made. And from what I see, I don't think they're going to make any changes, and I'm actually really worried about their side.
Yeah, I think I'm very worried about the Warriors too. I've said this, I think, the past few weeks, and I'm going to continue to say it. Loyalty is a good thing, but it can also prevent you from being able to succeed. And I think in the Warriors' case, it is doing that. Like, there's no problems with the culture of the Warriors. Their culture is probably the best in the comp, up there. They've got great team culture. But then they need to look at the big picture here. Sometimes making the hardest call of your career is the one that wins your premiership, right? Now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna use. Let's look at I can't really think of an example, to be honest, in the SRL, so I'm just going to use an NRL example. I don't like doing this, but I'm going to use an NRL example. Penrith. They were forced to cut Josh Mansour at the end of the 2020 season after they came second. Since then, they've won back-to-back premierships. Sometimes I think making the hard call is the call that gets you over the line. And I think the Warriors, they just need to do that. Like, I don't know which player it is, which player's on the chopping block, but something needs to change there. They're just...
Player would be hindering them. That's the thing. Like, they're players, man. They're like, I don't see the problem. It's just, I'm about to sneeze. There's bloody hell. I can't see the problem. I just don't know why they're not succeeding.
Well, I think for
It's
starters,
It's
they
the way they're
need
playing their
bench.
players.
Maybe it's their bench. I don't know. Because they're not like
Having three forwards certainly wouldn't help. Having three props, sorry.
Is it
Like,
3
they
or
need to get
4?
some speed. They need some speed on their props, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you can really tell by just looking at the ladder.
I'd like to
Yeah.
correct. Sorry, I'd like to correct you. It's actually 4 props this week.
Oh, 4. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, they've got the worst defense by far. Allowing 68 points so far. That's what 34 points a game.
Yeah, it's dreadful.
When they've only scored 32 points, it is dreadful. When you're allowing more points than you've scored the entire season. Sorry, allowing more points on average than the entire season. And if that isn't a wake up call, that changes do need to be made, and some ties need to be cut. Then like they're going to be in the bottom of the leaderboard for a while.
I'm a bit worried about another thing, right? Is the use of Nanai. Personally, I think he's got the ability to be as good of a lock as Matt Harris has been for Manly. What a revelation it's been since he's moved to lock in. Was it season 3 or 2 he moved to lock for Parramatta?
3.
Sorry, Manly. Season 3. Since then, it's been an absolute revelation for them. I think he needs to make the move to lock. I know we've got Corcoran there, but Pat Corcoran needs to go to hooker, and then it's a fight between White and John McCartney for that half role.
Honestly, hold on.
I'd say put White on bench. Are we referring to Jaden White?
Yeah, Jalen White.
Yeah.
They had Jalen White on the
Yeah,
bench,
he's
so I
still
think
around?
it's...
He's still around? Oh. Sorry, yeah. I put Jaden White on the bench, to be honest. John McCartney's...
It's a tough one because I actually like the move to move McCartney to hooker, but the thing is, I think you need Nanai at lock, and you have to have Corcoran in the side. You have to start Pat Corcoran somewhere, which leaves the battle between White and McCartney to half. And personally, I think McCartney's too big to play half. I'm sorry, I've said it. I'm sorry. I think the move to the hookers are in the right direction for McCartney, and I think that's a position that I can see him playing fully in the future. But I think that with the squad they've got, maybe move to the bench for the moment is the best to come on that lock or something and give Nanai a spell, because it is a tough one for the Warriors, but I think that's probably their best move at the moment. Because I think
The only spot they haven't tried
McCartney's working as a half, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think McCartney's working at the Warriors right now, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh, shit. Big call.
Well, you look at his stats, they're dramatically down from his past couple seasons. I just don't think at the moment he's fitting in with that struggling Warriors team. I think he needs to go to a different club, kind of find his form again, and then maybe return.
Yeah, well said, I guess. Didn't he used to play bloody prop? John McCartney? Which position did he
He
used
was
to
gonna
play?
be a lock, but he
Yeah.
was originally
Boy, I'll
and
tell you that.
yeah. But yeah, I think the thing with the Warriors is they've never tried Nana lock. That's the one position they haven't tried him at. And I think they need to try him off. Play him 65 minutes. Just get the man rolling. The
I
big boy.
agree. I agree. Maybe not 65 minutes straight away. Maybe 40 minutes. They come back on the last 20 at prop. For now, I think would be a good move. But I think I just think they need to do it because they don't have any other option. I don't think, and I think again, as I've said, I think the McCartney's in the right direction for McCartney to go to 9 because I think his body size much more benefits that of a 9 and a lock. But I think with what they've got, you need Nano starting at lock and you need Corcoran starting at hooker. That sort of leaves McCartney the odd one out, which is why I think McCartney has to go. Well, I moved to the bench is the best for the Warriors for McCartney.
Probably.
Oh well, we'll see what happens. I guess I just hope Warriors start picking up their bloody game because like this isn't the Warriors I remember from like seasons ago. Like I remember visiting them in season 1 in the grand final, and I don't know what really changed for them. I guess they lost a couple players, but you know, they've gained some good players, but they just bloody I don't know. They're not using the players right. I guess you see like Snicko bro will play like 20 minutes, and then some others will play like more. So they need to like do something with their team.
What are you saying? Snicko bro should be playing longer.
No. Do you think I'll? Do you think I want him to? Bro, he just. Nah, he
Well,
doesn't
that's
do
what
anything on
that's what it's
in the
sounding
20-minute
like.
stint. Like,
That's what it sounded like.
you'd think someone would do like at least 70 meters in a 20-minute stint. No, not even 70 meters. That's a bit
It's
too
not.
far.
How many did you get? Sorry.
60? 20 meters or something.
I mean, yeah, you'd probably expect more than 20 minutes in a 20-minute stint. That's like
You'd get like 50, 60 meters, not just like, no, 20 meters in a couple tackles. That's like, there's some pretty donkey numbers, if I'm being honest. But, you know, it happens. I'm not going to go on about, you know, fucking Snicko, the Warriors, and put how much longer.
I think another thing about the Warriors is like they need just I don't know what they need to be honest. Like you look at their squad, I think they need to be honest. They have very good forwards already, but I think one of those really good forwards needs to move to the bench, and I think the way you do that is by getting a good forward that can replace that forward and one of them go to the bench. I think you'd have I think Ngo, to be honest. I love Ngo. I think he's a terrific player. But I think if you get him off the bench playing 40 minutes around, just going on being an absolute impact player, similar to what Jackson Allison does at the Broncos, would work wonders for the Warriors.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oops.
I think they maybe also need a better half to partner Corcoran, although they have White and McCartney there. White's unproven, and as I said, I don't think McCartney's a half anymore, to be completely honest.
I think Jaden White, does Jaden White play hooker right now?
He's a halfback hooker lock. Halfback hooker lock.
But where does he play right now?
He's playing halfback this week, played off the bench last week.
I think, who plays hooker?
They've got McCartney this week. It's been Corcoran the past 2 weeks.
McCartney's hooker this week?
Yeah.
Well, Jaden White, I remember at Para when I had a stint at lock, he had a go at hooker, and I think he absolutely killed it. And I don't know if Warriors have used him at hooker yet.
They've used him off the bench.
I have.
They've used him off the bench.
I think they should use him 80 minutes at a hooker to see how he goes, because when I was there, he was dominating as a hooker.
The thing is with that, though, you can't really... Like, the thing is, that's what we're sort of saying. I think McCartney could work really well at hooker. It's just the fact they've got Corcoran and Nano there, who I think... They're playing Nano at prop this week, but I think they need to give Nano a go at lock, which sort of means they need to play Corcoran and hooker. The only other option I see, and this is very left field, but I could see the reasons they do it. They, honest to God, could give Pat Corcoran a stint at halfback next to his brother. And play McCartney
That could
hooker,
happen.
McCartney hooker, and then play Nano lock. And I don't think that's actually the worst idea thinking about it now.
I'd play wide over with McCartney.
Yeah.
I think McCartney's got a better body size, to be honest. And I think another thing is you can play McCartney first 40 minutes, take him off, then McCartney can go back on the last 20 minutes at prop, and I think he'd do just fine with how big he is. He's a very big half.
But he's also he's not that fast, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's just going to be playing properly, just be there to strengthen up the middle pretty much. I think that's I think that'd be a pretty good move for
I think you play White 80 at hooker. I just don't understand why you wouldn't play White 80 hooker.
Well, then where's McCartney?
And then McCartney needs
He
to play
doesn't.
the prop.
He doesn't fit in. Get another team.
I think it's. I'm worried about the Warriors. I don't think they're gonna. I think I've pretty much, to be fair, I think with how hard it is to come back in this comp with 99 rounds, I've pretty much already ruled out the Eels, Rabbitohs, and Warriors. And the Warriors, they're looking the least likely to punch over the first couple rounds.
Let's say like find something and it fixes up, and they go on like some big bloody winning streak.
Who have
I
they-
don't see them making it.
Who are
out.
versing this week actually for Warriors? Is it Cowboys?
No, I don't even know.
I think it's Cowboys.
I think it could be.
Have a look. Yeah, it's.
The Cowboys.
Oh yeah, I think that could be a flogging, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like the idea they're going for, but their defense isn't up to what speed. Literally. I'm sorry to trash on the Warriors in today's episode, but I just think that it's going to be a tough road ahead for them. They need to be changed in the off-season.
Yeah. There's more speed in there, buddy. Front row, I guess. But I hope all goes well for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Something will work out.
Alright, enough trashing on the Warriors. Should we move on to the tips for the round before we end up the episode?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. So the first game of the round, can someone bring up
The Eels versus the Raiders.
Eels v Raiders?
My team.
Is it Raiders v? Is it Raiders by how much?
Oh, mate, don't rule out Eels just yet, man. Like,
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta
I
think
think
about
so.
it.
The Raiders have been Raiders have a very easy start to the year. I want to say.
yeah, who would have thought, mate? You were shitting all over us at the start of this bloody
They
season.
do have a very easy start. You literally versed the Warriors,
Yep,
the Rabbitohs, and the
Yep,
Eels.
and we're doing good. We're doing good.
You can only play who's in
So,
front of you. You can only play who's in front of you, which I'll stand by that. You can only play who's in front of you.
Yeah.
But the real test starts next week when you verse you verse the Cowboys next week. So, but yeah, I think it'll be Raiders.
that's a huge
I
test.
can't see the Eels winning here. I think it'll be Raiders 13
No.
plus.
Yeah, I think
Well, I
so.
think
Yes.
Eagles will put up a bit of a fight, eh? Like, they seem to do it against some teams, not the Broncos, obviously.
Oh, jeez.
But I think they'll put up a fight against us. I mean, you can't rule them out just yet. They got.
What does a
Kennedy
fight
and
mean?
Luke Shaw. Fight means they defend hard and go hard against us, and they score some tries, and then
By how much?
I don't know, couple, 10 tries. I don't know. Enough.
Yeah, yeah. If it was football fight and only lose by like 40-0 or something, good fight here.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's what I mean.
that'll be fine. Sorry.
Oh yeah. What's our next game, boys?
I didn't even do my
Rabbitohs.
tips.
Oh,
I didn't do my
say what?
tips.
You did your tip.
What was my tip? Exactly. I say Raiders by 1 to 13. I don't know. 1 to 8. And my only top try scorer is Luke Thompson.
Fair enough. Alright, moving on to the next game. Rabbitohs v Panthers. I honestly hope we can stay in it, but I'm not that confident. But to be fair, I haven't been confident any of the 3 weeks. I just hope we're able to stay in it.
Honestly, I think this could be one of our. I want to say this is a game we could win, but yeah.
It's going to be tough. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I was really happy with last week, to be fair. I was really, really happy with that.
Look, to be
Even though we
fair,
lost, I was really happy with
I
how
think this
much
week
we
was much the
showed
same.
against the
The
Raiders.
Rabbitohs have been able to compete in every game they've played in, and that's something that you guys should take away from this. And I think you will compete against us. It'll be 1-12. I don't think we'll win by too much. I hope we win, but I think it'll be close.
I think. Look, I'm gonna back the boys here. I'm gonna go Rabbitohs 1-4. I think it'll be a very close game either way. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. But
Rabbitohs v Panthers is always close for some reason. It's always seems to be quite close.
Have you guys lost to them like last season?
Yeah, we beat them, but we have lost to them before. We've lost to them in season 2.
Oh Jesus!
yeah, because I was there.
You're funny about it.
Mate. Oh, we're talking about our bloody tips, not talking about how Butters was out there. What was the tips? What's your guys' tips?
Butters and Lachlan have tipped. You go, Tim.
Or
I'll
say
tip
bloody
last.
Rabbitohs 1-12 and Liam Reiner score a try.
I don't know. I don't. I want to back the boys. All right, let's back the boys. Rabbitohs by 1. Yeah, by 1. Butters to kick the field goal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
right.
And our next game,
North Queensland
Cowboys
versus-
v Warriors.
Oh,
But speaking about field goals, Damian Moana tried to kick a field goal and went off the crossbar.
fuck.
Hopefully,
Didn't
another
go
one of those
through.
this week and Warriors will win. Fingers crossed.
Imagined.
Nah, but realistically here, I think the Warriors, again, as I said, I think the Warriors are in the right direction with the team list. I like the move Jarman Carney to hooker, but Cowboys are a bit too good. Cowboys 13 plus.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, I think North Queensland 13 plus. I think they just have too strong of an attack.
Do we call them the North Island Cowboys? No, I'm just.
Why'd they be North Island Cowboys? They're in bloody North Queensland. I didn't New Zealand.
Because all their people are New Zealand.
Okay, let's move on. I think the Cowboys will quite easily win this one, though. I think
Yeah,
it'll be
Cowboys 13 plus. Cowboys 13 plus, guys.
All right, let's move on
Okay.
to the final game of the round, hey.
Yeah, Broncos.
Yeah.
I think this will be a close game of the round, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it'll be very close.
Game is a.
It's a 50-50 coin flip, to be honest.
What game is it?
Manly v Broncos.
Oh, yeah. I see. I feel like this game would be very close.
It's gonna be tough. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna come down to. Obviously, they've named Kelly at fullback this week. I think I'm gonna go for it's a flip the coin. I just have a feeling Manly gonna win. Manly by like 4 or something.
Yeah.
Probably Manly by 5 or something, I guess. 1-5, no 6.
I'll go Broncos by 2.
I don't see
Broncos
Broncos winning.
Butters, your tip?
I would go Broncos here by 4.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, awesome tip.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think that's the end of the episode then.
Yeah, it is. Thank you all for listening tonight. And that concludes the episode. Thank you all.
See you guys later.
See that.